Yacht A, welcome to Navajo Sage Weaver Tarot's channel. Welcome, everybody. This is a reading for my Capricorns. So, Capricorn, I am going to shake the gourd and move any stagnation energy. All right. All right, Capricorns, this reading is for you today. I appreciate you stopping by my channel and supporting this reading. All right, Capricorn. So, Capricorn, we are starting our story off here with uh, the Knight of Wands. So, the Knight of Wands is just letting us know that you're beginning your journey with some sort of adventure, right? He looks like Indiana Jones. Um, and you're passionate and you're driven and you're ambitious and you're ready to take on any new challenges here. And then we move on to the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is just letting us know that Capricorn, you're opening your heart either to love or healing, whatever this passion, adventurous, you're opening yourself to it, and you want to experience, those new things that, the Ace of Cups gives us. Then we move on to the Five of Cups here. And the Five of Cups is that maybe, at some point, right, in our journey, sometimes we have those changes that we come in. And the Five of Cups here is that, is you're a little sad, you're a little disappointed, you're losing, you're losing something, something is drifting away from you. If you see, she has a branch, and she has, maybe people, places, or things here, whatever your situation or your challenges or your disappointment or your sadness of loss, whatever it is, you still have two here, but you're watching these ones kind of just drift away from you, like when you drop um, a flower, into the water, um, it just kind of takes away and you can watch it, and then all of a sudden it disappears. So we're facing some sort of disappointment, maybe also, reflecting, right? The water is a reflector. So maybe you're reflecting something, on the past, either something that you thought was a mistake or something that you might have missed, but you're struggling with that feeling and maybe having some sort of regrets there. And then we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is, you're standing your grounds. You're not letting these disappointments or these loss or this feel of regret, getting in the way. So you're standing your ground. You're saying, okay, yeah, you know, those things, had to happen. They changed my path. They helped me look at things differently, but I'm not going to let it take me down. I'm not going to allow myself to get so depressed that, it just ruin, it it takes my life, right? It controls my life. It controls every day. So so you're having courage and you're determined, to not let you know, that people, places, or things take you down, whatever situation you are in, even within yourself, could be a, reflection of your own being. Sometimes we don't really struggle with our outside, but sometimes our inside, we struggle with it in some way. So maybe you're, standing up to yourself, you're seeing your beliefs and your values, and so you're standing up to that. And then you move on to the Ace of Swords here, which is, there's some sort of clarity, right? Some sort of uh you're seeing through the BS, right? You're seeing through, you know, you're finding truth, you're finding that sense of purpose of what you want to do, right? Right? What you want to move forward with. So you're having your your mind is expanding, some, you know, truth is coming in, whether it's, coming in dreams or, but you are gaining that truth within yourself. Then you move on to the Eight of Wands here. And the Eight of Wands is, having that, um, you know, that momentum, right? When you this card reminds me of like uh when you uh like for instance, like when I would go camping, right? And your parents tell you don't mess with the fire, and and so what do? You mess with the fire, right? You get a stick and you stick it in, and you get that flame at the very tip of your stick, right? And then, like maybe you have cousins or family members or friends, whatever, they do the same thing. And then if you put it together, right? If you put all those sticks with the flames at the very end, it becomes a big one, so maybe you're experiencing this kind of like, you know, this momentum that's going to build, right? Because that's what happens. It builds this momentum to this, you know, unexpected experience, that allows you to move forward, in your journey. So maybe, there's opportunities, maybe these opportunities are coming into you, once you see the truth, once you stand up for yourself. Then you move into the judgment here. And the judgment just lets us know that you're going in, you're allowing yourself right here, see? You're allowing yourself to see a transformation. Maybe you're doing some self-evaluation. You're reflecting, you know, on your actions, your experiences, right? You're, you know, going within and, maybe connecting with yourself and um, asking, um, you know, to seek growth in some way, right? And then you move here to the Ten of Wands, which is some sort of burden, right? After you're reflecting on yourself and, going within and and then when you're looking at it, right, it feels very heavy. Like, is this a burden of some sort, some by responsibilities, maybe you have a lot of responsibilities around, or maybe people, places, or things, right, depend on you and it feels so weighed down, and um so maybe there's some sort of struggle in that for my Capricorns, because I know Capricorns are very hard workers and they'll just keep on working and working, and sometimes you know um it's a lot for them, but they don't say nothing. And then um but you're determined, right? Because she could easily just sit down and put all these this load here and just lay it down, or but here you're pushing through, right? Because there's something there when you push through, and then when you push through, you move to the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune brings, those unexpected opportunities, those ones that we don't get to see, right? Because you know because maybe we planted seeds. I am um, what I'm doing, what I like to do sometimes is when I plant seeds, sometimes I like to see the seed kind of root itself. So I'll put it in a plastic, like a Ziploc bag, and watch this, and I'll put it hanging on the window and watch the seeds grow and stuff. And it's pretty interesting, and you don't get to see that. And so there's something coming in because, spirit is with you, here, your guide, you have a dog here, guiding you. Um, and Spirit is saying, Capricorn, yeah, I see your hard work. I see, what you're doing. And, so I'm going to put this unexpected, opportunity in you, and you're not going to, it's just going to come out of nowhere. Then when that happens, right? when when you get this unexpected opportunity here, you know, um, then you go into the hangman, right? Because now, now, after reflecting, right? Now you see it from a different perspective. You're gaining that, you're finding that wisdom, that clarity, within yourself. You're looking at things from different angles now. And when you take time to do that, right, Capricorn, then the sun comes in. Then the sun comes in, and shows, all the success that you have, your achievements, your 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 sense of joy, like, here, as you can see, you get clarity. And then, now, that clarity just this like the sun, it's just coming out of you, these ideas, these things that are, starting to move, right? And because you took time to look at it from all different angles and perspectives, and and your mind just boom blasts open, right? So maybe my Capricorns are artists, right? Maybe you were kind of maybe had some sort of block, right? That's why it made you go out to, to journey, to take that Indiana Jones kind of adventure. And then when you do that, right? Once you start, making that progress, once you start making things, once you start seeing things, from a different perspective, then you go into the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is just like, you're sharing your resources with others. You're, maybe you put up a video, right? On YouTube, for instance, is an example, is that maybe you put a YouTube on how to do something, what's that called? Uh, DIY projects, or maybe you did some sort of class, or maybe you're doing a class, so you're sharing that resources with others, and a lot of times when you do that, when you share resources or when you share something, right, um, this energy, comes in, and it moves our energy, it moves it forward more, kind of fast, like this, like all these, you can see like all these Eight of Wands here, all these, like, you can look at it from hands, and then once they grab it, right, it becomes this like huge, this huge idea, because you have other people participating in it, when you create art with a group of people, you just don't have one art piece, you have a huge art piece with different perspectives, right? So maybe there's something in that message for you, Capricorn. And take it however, it fits your journey. And then we move into the Seven of Inspiration, Um, so maybe, you're filled with all these, these ideas here, and so sometimes, you don't want it to close in, right? And so you're pushing, you're pushing the walls, you're pushing that, you know, maybe something, maybe something, right, creeped in, right? Something creeped in that we had to let go at some point. Creep creep back in, and you're like, heck no, you're not going to ruin my sun energy. You're not going to ruin any of this, that I've worked really hard. I'm not going to allow you. And if you see this image here, she's vulnerable. She's, in her birthday suit. Um, so she's has motivation and she's willing to bring those ideas to life and she's not gonna let anybody, you know, um, Capricorn's not gonna let anybody, destroy that. And then you move to the three of materials, which is, working with others, collaborating, building a strong foundation here, um, instead of carrying it, right, with the Ten of Wands here, all by yourself, you're like, since I shared it, people might see you differently, they might want to help you. They might see whatever this Six of Pentacles was, right? This sun energy, this wheel of fortune, this um, idea of looking at things from a different perspective, they want to be involved in some way or, collaborating with others, make you see this, you know, interweaving, right? This this kind of like braiding, braiding ideas, braiding, you don't have to carry it on your back. And spirit is saying, like once you allow yourself to work with people, right, then it becomes you know, a different weight for you to carry. So you're not doing it here, it's but it's all together, it's just not in one clump. It's all, you know, laid together in a beautiful way you know, through this interweaving of ideas and inspiration. Um, and then sometimes when you collaborate with people, right, sometimes there's that uh, double energy that comes in sometimes to, kind of make you see, maybe those unhealthy, right? Unhealthy relationships here, right? If you can see their spider webs here, looks like a little spider web here, you know. Um, so you don't want those unhealthy relationships, those unhealthy attachments that are temptations that are around, the devil sometimes just, asks us to look and reflect on those things that didn't work for us, maybe, spirit is saying, hey, Capricorn, what what didn't work? What made you want to go Indiana Jones in the first place, Because you could have approached the situation or started the story differently, you know. Um, it didn't work, so spirit is asking to reflect on those things, like the Six of Cups here, those the unexpected opportunities, because you changed something, you stood your grounds. And so, spirits here is just asking you to take time to reflect, because look, you're not doing it on your own anymore. And because you took that initiative step, to reflect on it, now it looks very beautiful. And so, you're kind of like looking at it like saying, okay, spirit, I hear what you're saying. I got to reflect on these temptations, I got to find strength to break free, from what's holding me back, break those old habits, unhealthy habits and attachments. And then you go into the Nine of Cups, feeling grateful, having positive in your life, looking at all these cups here in a very different perspective, right? Um, they're not, all on the ground. You have them all, lined up and you're looking, you see it and you're like, yeah, these are my nine cups here. These are my achievements. These are my goals that I've worked really hard in my life. These are the positive attributes of who I am, and how I got here. It may have not been easy, but it brought me into the Nine of Cups here. And then after the Nine Cups, you go into the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, is just going within, seeking guidance, reflecting again and seeing, okay, well, now that I have the Nine of Cups and I feel my achievement, okay, so the next step is to go within, go within and, you know, learn about those things that you have changed, feel them, right? Because sometimes we have to go into the hermit, we have to um, be able to learn, you know, because if we don't learn, then we don't spiritually grow, so we have to continuously learn on this planet, Earth school. And then when you're learning on Earth school, right, because you have to go within, connect to the earth, maybe you need to go outside, get grounded, um, and then, you know, then you have the lovers here. And the lovers here is just, those choices that we make in our lives, that are guided by love, um, that are guided by um, uh, the commitments that we make in our lives, that strengthens our connection with ourselves, spirit, or with our surroundings, our environment. Um, so you know, uh, maybe the lovers here is just, letting you know that that energy, is important to us, that we are guided with our hearts. We are guided with love. Once we look at it from a different perspective, Capricorn, right? Then the Wheel of Fortune comes in again. And, you know, and once you go right within Hermit, you use love to help you guide, feel that love, um and um then the Wheel of Fortune comes in, um you know uh and brings in a new opportunity here, like the Wheel of Fortune here, you know um bringing in a different bringing it in, right? When spirit decides that you're ready for it, and then right here with um the Nine of Wands, right? So the Nine of Wands is, spirit is here with the Wheel of Fortune, bringing those opportunities in, and then Capricorn, the Nine of Wands, you're like, okay, I gotta, you know, get ready, right? Go into my corner like a fighter, right? When a fighter in like some boxing ring, right, goes in the corner, you know, takes a breath, or, kind of has that short relief, right, to be able to have strength to go back out into the world or into the ring and get punched and get beaten. Sometimes we fall and, we have to get back up, and spirits like behind you, with the sun energy, you can see, here you got trying to get attacked by this, you know, and you're like standing your grounds, and maybe standing your grounds, you got to put on your boxing mitts and get ready to throw some, you know, um, because these obstacles can be, you know, they can be harsh sometimes, but they they let you know, Capricorn, that you are refusing to give up on yourself, and bringing love in, and so, or maybe you had a transformation, right? Indiana Jones to what's that? Green guy, Credible Hawk, not standing, not giving up, on yourself. And then when you do that, when you stand your grounds, not being defeated and ready to fight for your dreams and, you know, your desires, right? The star comes in and spirit comes in and says, Capricorn, your goals, you know, um, the enthusiasm that you have, um, we're, you know, we're here to fulfill those, give you your dreams, give you a direct guidance, right? Here's your coffee or your drink, right, that you like, and here's some flowers, flowers, when we put flowers in our life, the frequency of it, the energy changes, our environment. And then maybe there's knowledge right there. And then look, there's a nice clear path, for you to venture out into into the other landscape, and spirit saying, you know what, we're gonna be here, because you're not you're not ready to back down, and spirit's happy for that. And then you run into the Five of Pentacles. Sometimes we face we face those challenges of finances. We face those challenges of the struggles of being maybe isolated. Maybe we feel isolated. um and or maybe like, um as you can see, all these like opportunities windows, right? These windows um are opportunities, and maybe um they make you feel isolated. um maybe you're struggling with it. Maybe you're trying to overcome it. Trying not to let your flower die within yourself. Here you have the flowers, you potted the seed, your flowers there, you get, your flowers here, more flowers, flowers on her head, flowers here. So flowers, maybe you need to buy some flowers, and, or maybe plant some flowers. But whatever flowers is significant to you, Capricorn, and how it resonates with you, because it resonates with us very differently. And so, and so you know, maybe your passion, maybe you're afraid to show your flower, right? You know, your artistic skills, maybe you don't know how, but we are struggling in some sort of way in that aspect there. Then you move to the Five of Cups here. Yeah, again, a different feeling, right? Of instead of watching your flowers float away and reflecting, you go in within, right? The hermit. You go within yourself, connect to your higher self, the the creator of who you are, Capricorn, and finding strength in that, and asking for forgiveness for yourself. Maybe that's why this Five of Pentacles is here, feeling isolated, why you have to feel like you have to be the credible hawk, because every time spirit drops in a surprise for you, it makes you feel vulnerable, right? And here you can see through her, that vulnerability. And so going within yourself and asking forgiveness within yourself, you know, um, maybe that's what spirit is trying to get you to say, is once you forgive yourself, Capricorn, then you go into the Six of Wands, which is the victory, right? Celebrating those achievements, you know, as you can see, like you got all, those people that are, that love you, all their hands raising up again, because you shared your resources, because you are that compassionate, you help others sometimes before you help yourself. And so spirit is probably asking you to, reflect on that. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like it takes away from your finances? Does it take away from who you are as a being? Does that make you feel empty? You know, maybe, you're have these five people, right? That you are supporting, if you can see the hair, is connecting out. So, and sometimes it can be overwhelming if you don't ask for help. And maybe that's, sometimes as very independent people, we don't ask for help. We see it as a form of weakness, and spirit is saying, forgive yourself. Because once you do that, that flame of the Eight of Wands is right here, you know, and you're like this shining, you know, you're standing up and you're rejoicing it. So I'm going to say Capricorn, that is your reading. I'm just going to pull uh, a um, daily healing meditation card. Soften and open back into love all day long. All right, Capricorn. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to do your reading, and I hope this reading has helped you in any way. And I just want to say, hoje eu nasci, hoje eu nasci, hoje eu nasci, hoje eu nasci. Ai, que